Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Profit Review. Last week we discussed the November 21 Rust Store, and that means today we're here to discuss the November 28 Rust Store. So sit back, relax. I'm going to start yapping. I'm going to just go straight into it today. I completely forgot about doing this. Obviously it's late, so it's my fault. Right, so what was my initial reaction when I first saw this Rust Store? Well, okay then. Guess we're not getting 2 weeks of complete the sets. Hey, it is what it is. Technically speaking, back on May 23, 2024, we did have the pseudo collection continuation. Whilst it wasn't technically official, we still kind of had one. Hey, that's fine. I'll live with it. And regardless, what? 2 more backpacks? Oh, great. After complaining and worrying about backpack skins, with them becoming the brand new skinnable item, I was kind of panicking over the idea of potentially seeing a lot of skins appearing. And immediately, we've already got 4 marketable skins in just 2 weeks. Well, that potentially might become a bit of a problem, and will it? Oh, we'll talk about that, won't we? But yeah, Blackout, 2 weeks in a row. Okay, fair enough. That's interesting to see. But with my expectations, with what I talked about the first 2 backpacks, saying that over the course of maybe the next 2 months, if the player counts are very strong, yeah, maybe they'll hold up their value and do all right. But it's the Easter dip. It's after post-Christmas, February, March, April. It's that period of time where we tend to see a lot of skins go down in price because there's just not that many people playing around that period of time. Lots of people playing during Christmas, but afterwards they go back to school, they go back to work. Simple as. So yes, it did look very interesting. It was very interesting, but even then, surely maybe that might still be a bit of a problem. And would the Blackout Backpack sell as much as the previous week's skins? Of course, I'm talking about the Blackout Burlap and the No Mercy Backpack. Well, we'll have to talk about that in a bit, won't we? And, Frozen Crypt gets a collection continuation. That was very nice to see. Was it going to do a good job and retain its value, or was it going to drop down in price pretty badly like most garage doors in 2024? And, oh no, it begins. What do you mean? Well, that right there is an anime-themed AK-47. It's finally happened. We actually got an anime/manga design being accepted into Rust, as in like a marketable skin. I know we've had some like Twitch drops and whatnot, but this was actually in a Rust store. So was that going to potentially cause some things to follow that, hey? We'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I was well aware of it beforehand, but I was kind of surprised to see it actually being accepted. All right, props to the skin creator. But what happens next? Will we be seeing more of it? That was the question. Oh, look, another locker skin, huh? Well, in 2024, we did get quite a lot when you consider it. Also, we also literally just had the Twitch drop. Was that actually going to do a good job of retaining its price? Considering that we've had, like, a neon collection of lockers. We had the Forest Raiders locker. Did we really need one? Especially after just getting a Will Neff locker for free. Was anything going to work out nicely for this? Because, of course, we were well aware up to this point that the Nuke Room collection wasn't exactly in demand. Yeah, so a bit unsure how that was going to go. But maybe it wouldn't sell too much. Maybe things could line up perfectly fine in the future with a sheer lack of sales. But even then, I was like, Then we have the Wolf Warrior wooden door. Now, if I can recall, literally just the previous week, we had another wooden door skin, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, no, it was early in the month. Sorry, I was mistaken there. But even then, like, okay, it's another wooden door skin. I still expect it to go down in price. It's unfortunate, but it just keeps happening every single time we see a brand new one. It may sell for like $2.49. It'll still go down to less than $1. It's inevitable. So, yeah, that was the expectation. And, oh, look, Thanksgiving Turkey Rock. The only Thanksgiving themed skin to be submitted the previous weekend. Lo and behold, it's accepted. That's exactly what happened the previous year as well. Zinc did it for the furnace, that got accepted. He did it again in 2024, that got accepted. He had no competition, and lo and behold, he succeeds again. Then we had a brand new, interesting looking design, the Brainstorm Custom SMG, very cool, produced by Rayli. And then over to here, Tankama gets another skin accepted. It was vaguely green, but was that enough? Because we have talked about Tankama potentially being a nice, affordable budget green clothing and armor option, but this is the first weapon. Okay then. Well, we'll have to talk about that, but it didn't look like it was enough. I was considering it, but I just couldn't help but assume people didn't appreciate the worn-out design, which is all intentional, but yeah. So that was my initial reaction to all the skins, but what was my predictions? So I'm sure many of you are well aware that, of course, with every single Rust store that we see, I'll make some predictions. I'll consider what potentially will be the best skins to consider investing into. But by default, the very first thing I talked about was discussing the Easter dip. So I just talked about it a second ago, and quite literally in this video that you can see for November 28, 2024, I talk about how, yes, we are expecting a lot of people playing during Christmas time and post-Christmas. But once we hit around February, it drops off, and with that, skin prices drop off as well. So I was warning everybody, but when it actually came to discussing all the skins that we see in the Rust store, I was looking at all of them, and by default I said, all right, maybe the Blackout Backpack probably is the best thing to consider buying if you had to. When I looked at all the collections and whatnot, Blackout is definitely one of the more in-demand ones. You could take a look at the Blackout collection, which I'll go do that right now, and you'll see for yourself that there's probably next to no skin that's in the negative. There might be one or two, but overall, everything usually is in the positive. It's always usually in demand, and when there's even more people playing, well, there you go. So, okay, maybe the backpack might work out a bit better, but what about like the other backpack, for example, the Hazmat Backpack? Well, still, even then, even though it's the second thing I brought up, I still didn't think it was going to be enough. Yes, it blends in perfectly with the default Hazmat, which is perfectly fine, and I'm sure that might have a lot of usage in the future. I just couldn't help but assume there was going to be even more backpack skins being accepted in the future, Twitch drops, you name it, and these original first few backpacks that were going to be accepted, unfortunately, will lose favour, lose interest, and then, of course, unfortunately, go down in price. So, a smart builder might have been the smart way to go about it. Well, we'll leave it at that. I then, of course, talked about the Nuke Room Locker. I thought, hey, it is a collection continuation. Nuke Room's actually succeeded and got more than 5 skins accepted in the year. But, yeah, maybe it's not going to do super great. Maybe it's still probably going to go down in price. But maybe, just maybe, it still might work out quite nicely. Maybe we could just do like a lowball buy order of some sort. But still, it still potentially looked like it could work out better compared to all the other skins. Lockers, whilst we did get quite a lot in 2024, I wasn't 100% sure this was going to become like the cheapest one, and that goes to the Pixel Locker, which was selling for like just over $1. So at the very least, a lowball buyer could still lead to some success. It was just a matter of how much was this going to sell by the next Thursday. So, all right, cool. When I looked at the remaining things here, I talked about the Frozen Crypt garage door. So initially I thought, well, we're getting closer and closer to winter time, December time I should say, and that's usually when winter starts. Maybe people appreciate it, maybe people want to actually use it along with all the other skins, and maybe just maybe we'll see some more Frozen Crypt skins being produced and potentially accepted in the future. I was reasonably hopeful, but of course, with all the garage doors that came out in 2024, well, let's just hop back over to here and give you a quick little insight, because unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of garage doors that came out in 2024, of course, went down in price. In total, 34 garage doors were introduced in the year. That is a record-breaking amount. We beat the previous years. So, with a lot of skins being introduced, it's hard for them to maintain interest, and unfortunately, quite a lot of them crashed and burned. It is what it is. So, yes, I wasn't feeling 100% confident in it. I had to just consider doing a buy order. Then I talked about the Popstar AK-47. So, like I said, I was very surprised to see it being accepted. But AK-47s as investments, we've talked about this throughout all the year. Yes, every now and then you get a very interesting collection that will end up getting an AK-47, and, maybe that'll fare better compared to many other collections of some sort. Yeah. But this was special. The anime design was unique compared to pretty much everything else we have in the game. Mostly, as I said, literally around May time, we did get a Twitch drop. It was the Miz and Emeru AK-47. But aside from that, was there anything else? No. And that Popstar AK-47 was marketable, and potentially we could have seen maybe some continuations. So maybe Popstar would potentially, flourish eventually. But again, I'm still not always 100% sure with AK-47s as investments, so I wasn't really 100% sure it was going to work out perfectly fine. Now, of course, a nice thing to be aware of was how much was it going to sell by next Thursday. Hey, didn't fully know, but that was abnormal. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. And then, of course, with the remaining skins, I discussed the Thanksgiving Turkey Rock. Hey, it's a fun, goofy design, but if it was going to follow suit much like the furnace from the previous year, unfortunately, it was expected that it was just going to drop down in price. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, okay, fair enough. I wasn't 100% sure on that either. Then I looked at the Brainstorm Custom SMG. Interesting looking design, but we have had quite a lot of custom SMG skins being accepted in 2024. And if you were to go ahead and take a quick look at them right now, Mr. Hedge, you can easily see that pretty much every single one of them was down by at least 30%. So, yeah, okay, maybe it won't go down in price too much. But inevitably, I just couldn't help but assume it's going to drop down regardless. A smart builder was definitely the way to go about it. Cool. And then I had to talk about the wooden door. Yeah, it was a wooden door. Unfortunately, not exactly looking like it was going to work out perfectly fine. Pretty much every single wooden door that has come out over the past 2 or 3 years inevitably goes down in price pretty badly. They always usually go down to less than $1. Very unfortunate. Nah, it is what it is. Tank Armor SAR. Well, I was curious. I was interested to a point. But like I said, whilst it's still vaguely green, and we don't really have that many green options for a SAR, I just couldn't see it really working out. The design, whilst interesting, isn't for everyone. You can see that, and you can understand what I'm saying. So it was nice to see it being accepted, but didn't have a lot of faith in it, I'm afraid. Right, so with that all said and done, let's now talk about the first 24 hours of sales. So hopping back over to here, I can remind all of you that Blackout backpack was matching up perfectly with the Blackout burlap and the No Mercy backpack from the previous week. Yep. So, was it actually going to reach close to or potentially more than 60,000 subscribers? It was definitely on course for it potentially, but hey, we had to leave it out at the very least. And we did have to keep that in mind. It was expected to do a lot more sales. How would that impact it in the future? Well, this is why I always sit here and say, if it's abnormal, wait until Wednesday night, see what the total sales look like, and then, of course, approach it. Now, the large Hazmat Backpack, selling more than, half less compared to that. But, hey, this is actually looking like it was going to end up becoming the lowest selling backpack skin ever. But then again, it's like 2 weeks of this, so it wasn't that special. So, okay, still looked like it was going to sell quite a fair bit, but certainly not as much as the hard suit backpack from the previous week, for example. Frozen Crypt Garage Door, selling okay, all right, yeah, maybe it might do around like 15 to 20,000 subscribers. We'll see how that turns out. And of course, Popstar AK-47, I wasn't 100% confident when I first saw it, but then looking at the sales, it looked like it was going to be fairly tame, and that's good. If a skin has some good, decent interest, and it doesn't sell ridiculously, well, as time goes on, so as long as it maintains that interest, it should work out perfectly fine. Now, it was selling at $3 though, so maybe that was partly the reason why it didn't sell too much, and that, if it has to keep up that price, it could be a problem for it. So, I had to leave it until Wednesday, of course. Nucleum Locker, it looked like it was on course to potentially be the lowest selling locker skin maybe ever. No, not ever, but at least for like the past 2 or 3 years. Ever since we got the first locker skin to be accepted after like a 2 or 3 hiatus, I could say, that being the Outer Planets locker. Yep. This looked like it potentially could conquer the Pixel locker's very low sales, but we had to wait until Thursday, of course. And then for the remaining skins, not exactly selling that much, but not all too surprised. I could see that maybe people just weren't too fussed about a wooden door, a rock, a custom SMG, and a SAR at this particular point. So, all right, cool. Right then, now let's hop over to here and discuss what I was considering when I looked at all the skins for the abnormal barders. Right, so, Blackout Backpack. At this specific point, it had done 51,500 subscribers. Oh dear. But, Blackout skin. So as long as the Blackout collection remains in demand, and of course that's happened over the past 4 or so years, I couldn't help but assume it would do a good job of maintaining its price for the foreseeable future. But when we go through a real bad time, aka the Easter dip, springtime, February, March, April, I was like, you know what? It's selling at $3. I think I'm going to do $1 to $1.50. Maybe up to $2, depending if you're super confident in it. In short, with the Blackout Backpack, it just kind of felt like, unfortunately, with this many sales, inevitably you will see some people getting a bit desperate or panicky and they'll unload all their stock. We call them other people. Now, unfortunately, other people tend to cause panic and worry for other people, which causes many people to start listing their everything they own onto the Steam market, which of course leads to a lot of quantity on the Steam market, and unfortunately, prices dropping very, very quickly. I can't foresee the future enough, I guess you could say, but in short, with that backpack right there, I could see it doing a good job maintaining its price, but I could also see like a landslide happening around March time. So I wanted to play it safe. I stuck with $1 to $1.50, but I did say to other people, if you truly believe that will do a decent job maintaining most of its price, you could push up to $2. So that was up to everybody else. Now, for the large Hazmat Backpack, selling at $2.49, it wasn't looking like it's going to sell too ridiculously with currently right there 21,600 subscribers. I was a bit optimistic. I thought, you know what? Maybe $1 to $1.50 would be okay. Maybe it'd be all right. Maybe things would be fine. Well, we'll leave it at that. We'll talk about that in a bit, won't we? Frozen Crypt Garage Door, with the sales it had, almost 16,000 subscribers. I was looking at it, I thought, you know what? I still think this is going to behave like most garage doors in 2024. I thought only offering around 80 cents to $1.20 would be the safe option. So that's what I went with. Popstar AK-47, it was fine. It looks like it was just about going to do just over 14,000 subscribers. That really wasn't too much, but that $3 price, still questioning it. And of course, I was questioning, were we actually going to see any more Popstar skins appearing anytime soon? I knew Christmas was just around the corner. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe, $1 to $1.50. Nucleum Locker. It wasn't the lowest selling locker in the past 2 or 3 years, but it still sold like next to nothing. Well, not that much, let's go that way, especially compared to all the other lockers in the year. So I was like, okay, yeah, all right, maybe I'll just stick with doing 80 cents to $1.20, because I know it sold at $2.49, its collection wasn't in demand. Sorry to say, but it wasn't, and I just thought maybe I'm better off just lowballing it and potentially try and pick up a bunch of these around springtime. Cool. And then with the Wolf Warrior wooden door, 50 cents. I wasn't really that keen on it. I didn't even do a barge on it. I don't remember if I did. But yeah, unfortunately, I just don't have that much faith in wooden doors in general. And for the remaining skins, Thanksgiving Turkey Rock, I didn't have much faith in it. I just said 70 cents to $1. Yeah. And then for the weapons, the Brainstorm Custom SMG and the Tank Armor SAR, I just said 60 cents to 80 cents. They didn't sell too much, but I didn't have any faith in them, so I just played it safe, and that's how I approached it. So yeah, that was that. Right, let's now go ahead and talk about the outcomes. Let's go ahead and talk about how everything turned out. So here we are, looking at the skins. Now, the Blackout Backpack, as you can clearly see, as of December 31 now, because it's late, sorry about that, this is actually doing a decent job of maintaining its price. But when you hop over to here and you look at the actual listings, now let me just quickly grab this. I do apologise, I didn't prepare myself for this, it's my fault, you can blame me. Yell at me in the chat, in the comments, but with the Blackout Backpack, there is a lot of listings. In most instances, with the Rust skins on the Steam market, you'd expect around 100 quantity on average. This says 366. That is a little bit much. And yet, as you can see right here, even though we've got like some big fat listings and whatnot, still doing a good job of maintaining its price. The barders have definitely helped it out. But that's right now. Right now where we have a lot of people playing. Yes, you can see December's been absolutely wonderful. But will that persist forever? No. So during February, March, April, I do see this potentially having a bit of a awkward drop. When you look at the actual bar orders, it could easily go down. Do you think these people are going to stick around forever? No. Maybe it'll go all the way down to $1.50 perhaps. We shall see. But I stand by my point of, yes, it's done a very good job of maintaining its price for now, but I do worry for it in the future. So if you do happen to own some of these, maybe for the January Force Wipe restoration, well, the January Force Wipe update, I should say, maybe consider selling them around then, because I do worry for it. I personally haven't actually bought any yet, but, well, if I were to just quickly remind you, I suggested $1 to $1.50, potentially going all the way up to $2. In the short term, no, I have not been successful, because we still have a lot of barders here. But I definitely approached this thinking about it more in the long term. Now, unfortunately, I can't talk about the long term right now, can I? No. So if you're upset with me with my price suggestion, let's wait and see what happens around February. I don't want to say I'm wrong, but hey, that's up to you. So feel free to comment below if you did buy some of these, and feel free to comment below if you actually sold any as well. I'd like to hear that too. Cool. So, of course, Blackout Backpack was the only skin right now that's currently in the positive. All the other skins have gone down in price. Well, I mean, not too badly for one of them. I'll talk about that in a second. So, large Hazmat Backpack. You ended up doing just over 23,000 subscribers. But of course, in the future, what did we see happen? Even more skins being accepted. And of course, more Twitch drops. So yeah, we had the Desert Nomad Backpack and Christmas and those 2 Twitch drops for the Twitch Rivals event. So yeah, okay. This isn't too surprising, is it? It's unfortunate, but yeah, it was a bit of an inevitability. Literally just the previous week, I was making a huge fuss warning people about what would likely happen to all of these skins in the future, and literally just a month later, it's already lost basically $1 of its value. Now, with my price suggestion of $1 to $1.50, hey, looks like I was spot on for the short term at the very least. But it doesn't look like anybody maintained their $1.50 buy order. Now, I can't remember if I've actually bought any of these. I don't think so. Oh, no, I did. I remove my buy order. That actually happened very recently. So, yeah. Seems that buy order suggestion with the upper price, yeah, looks like it crashed too quickly. Oh, dear. So, oh, dear. I will sit here and say I think I was wrong. Yeah, I think I can say that. Like, it's still within the region of what I was suggesting, but I don't think you want to be buying these right now. No. And unfortunately, if it keeps going down, well, how bad could it go? Oh, that's another worrying thing. So yeah, if you happen to buy any of these, feel free to comment below. And maybe we're going to need to try and sell these now or try and sell them after the January update on Thursday. So we'll see how that turns out. Right, so yeah. Looks like that crashed a little bit too quickly, and now we have the frozen crypt garage door. However, I did sit here with a stance of I just want to play it safe, and you know what? Maybe that did work out quite nicely for a lot of people. I suggested 80 cents to $1.20, and the barders, well, they're currently sitting at about $1.40 here. One person's obviously putting it a bit higher. After that, it does drop down to around $1.20. So I feel like I was correct to say with this one. I could foresee that it didn't have that much demand, so yeah, here's the outcome. I feel like I was correct there. But Frozen Crypt, what's going to happen to you? Because only the furnace is doing a decent job of maintaining the price. Now, I have noticed the large box is starting to slowly climb back up. With a sheer lack of listings, it shouldn't be too surprising. Also, super bright at night, and I know a lot of people do appreciate that. So if you're new to this, like if you've only just been introduced to this box in particular, do consider looking at it because, yeah, very bright at night, and it could be very, very useful. But, yeah, no, the collection just doesn't seem to be that in demand, unfortunately. So that garage door, unfortunately, followed suit like many other garage doors in 2024 and dropped down in price pretty hard. It is what it is. So, all right. Now, the Popstar AK-47 didn't sell too ridiculously, and as you can see, it's actually doing a pretty good job of maintaining its price. But of course, we questioned, were there going to be collection continuations? And technically speaking, yes, we have seen that happen. We had an acceptance from for the skin creator, but it was like a pseudo collection continuation. What I'm talking about is the Christmas Miracle Sheep Matador. It's the same anime gal. Come on now, it's basically a collection continuation. And I will not be surprised in the slightest if we see her again next year, but with a copy, because we might see a Sheep Matador or a garage door. We don't know. Anyway. So, okay, yeah, there was a collection continuation there. And what do I see right here? Quite literally, over the past couple of days, we have seen the arrival of the Popstar TV large box, which just so happens to look ever so nice. Oh, yes, get a good look at that. So, yeah, looks like Popstar's definitely turning into a full-fledged collection. And, well, will it be accepted? Don't know yet. But would you question how much would that potentially sell if it was accepted for the January Force Wipe Rustle rotation? What do you reckon? I will not be surprised in the slightest if that potentially did over 30,000 subscribers. But yeah, the real question is, does Popstar actually turn into a proper collection? We shall see. But as of now, the anime manga design is in demand. It's maintaining the price. It has dropped down by a little bit, but I gotta be honest with you, that's doing a very good job, especially when you compare it to most other AK-47s that are accepted in 2024. Now, as of now, we have noticed a few skins actually starting to go up in price. Commando, we also happen to see Sweet Dreams. Yeah, that's just had a nice turnaround. Apocalypse Nomad, Black Diamond's doing very good. I did also see another one, but I can't seem to find it anymore. There was another one, I've lost it. But anyway, that has done pretty good. So, we'll see what happens to it in the future. My price of $1 to $1.50 was too lowball. I should have trusted anime more. Oh, Hedge, it's all your fault. Well, I'm sorry. So yeah, did you happen to buy any of them for yourself? Feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear it. Nuke Room Locker. Well then, oh dear. Well, my price suggestion was correct in playing it safe because, yeah, this dropped It's dropped down pretty badly. It's quite unfortunate to see, but it's very thin. Like, it could have a nice turnaround, but as I said, Nucleum just doesn't appear to be in demand. It doesn't seem like anybody cares for it. It's unfortunate, but yeah, just look at that and take into consideration right now there's a ton of people playing. People don't care for it. It's unfortunate, but it basically is the answer now. So, yeah, you have dropped down in price. Will you recover it all in the future? I mean, maybe. There's hardly any listings. The prices aren't that, like, high in terms of it's not that expensive, is it? In fact, if I had to take a look at all the locker skins right now, what is the cheapest? And as I look over to here, it's probably Pixel, wouldn't surprise me. And lo and behold, it's actually Frosty's Locker, the newest Christmas skin. Yes, we had another locker skin accepted for Christmas, so hey, it is what it is. So, right, for that, not too surprising, but yeah, my suggested price definitely worked out quite nicely there. Wolf Warrior Wooden Door, yeah, this dropped down the price, not too surprising. Yeah, it was inevitable. Wooden doors, they just don't seem to maintain their price anymore. Yeah, it just went down and it just never really went anywhere. Yeah, that's life. Wooden doors, very unreliable investments, and that's why I just basically stayed away from it. And then we have the Thanksgiving Turkey Rock. Right, so this only did about 9,500 subscribers. It's got next to no listings on the Steam market. The bar does only go up to about 90 cents. My suggested price was, what was it again? 70 cents to $1. Well, that seems to be a perfectly fine option, or rather, it was the perfectly fine suggestion. However, has this had a bit of a buyout? Because oh, there you go. Someone bought out 25 just a couple of days ago. Did this actually have a lot more listings recently? Because it does kind of come across as a bit odd how it suddenly just goes up to $1.50 and the highest bar does 90 cents. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not 100% convinced this was actually all right forever. But then again, when you look at the green here, it's had a very stable price. Right, well, as I said, my suggested price did seem to work out perfectly fine here, so yippee! It's a nice cheap alternative compared to that Turkey Rock that was accepted years ago. I guess you could say that at the very least, so maybe it does actually have some interest. Alright, cool. Brainstorm Custom SMG, let's actually give it a good look. I was hoping to see more of this. I was hoping to see this become a proper collection, and the skin creators did try, but of course Christmas got in the way, didn't it? So yeah, that happened. And of course Christmas led to 3 weeks of Christmas, but at least the skin creator got another skin accepted during Christmas, so hey, props to you, Rayli. Congratulations. And Cobra, sorry about that. So, yeah, unfortunately, if I had to go ahead and take a look at this in the Steam market right now, inevitably it also went down by about 30% like most other custom SMGs. But it looks like it's also had a bit of a buyout. Yes, 19 sales there. But it's been very stable. It's not that the price has like suddenly shot up. But with the listings, well, yeah, there you go. Barders are still basically the same. 60 cents to 80 cents definitely felt like it was the best way to go. So yeah, I felt like I was correct with that. And then with the Tank Armor Sar, it's not below $1, but it's basically literally at $1. And yeah, 60 cents to 80 cents definitely would have worked out perfectly fine here. And again, looks like some people are randomly buying out a bunch of them here and there, but the price remains stable. So yeah, 60 cents to 80 cents was a perfectly fine suggestion there. And that's basically it. So everything was pretty much fairly routine. And that's definitely been something that we've been seeing a lot of over the past month or so. But yeah, like, once you see rustors like this appear every week over the past several years like I have, it's not too surprising anymore. But I am surprised about anime. Like, that's a new thing, and maybe we'll see a lot more of it over the course of 2025. I've got something new to learn, and that's what we all should, like, consider. So, nice. So, the very next week, we had the December Force Wipe Rustor. Lo and behold, another backpack. And some other interesting looking skins, such as the very random appearance of Commando Tier 2 after being on the workshop for over 3 months. So that was surprising. Right, so that'll be the thing that we talk about next week. I hope the video was nice and insightful. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I do hope you actually walked away with some sweet, delicious profit. Although, to be honest with you, it looks like it might have been pretty hard with this batch of skins. Hey, it is what it is. Not everything's going to always be perfect, is it? But at the very least, I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. And I hope you enjoy your New Year's. Thank you very much for watching me over the past year in 2024, people. I do appreciate all of you. Thank you much. Thank you very much. I can't speak now. It's late. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I completely forgot about recording this, so I have to record it now, just before bed. Naughty, naughty Hedge. Right, well, best of luck to you. Catch you later. See you. Bye.